Coming up on 5 Minute News. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskiy addresses Russian war crimes at UN. Obama returns to White House to tout new provision in Obamacare. And Oklahoma passes total abortion ban with threat of prison for providers. It's Wednesday, April 6. I'm Anthony Davis. President Zelensky accused the Russians of gruesome atrocities in Ukraine and told the UN Security Council on Tuesday that those responsible should immediately be brought up on war crimes charges in front of a tribunal like the one established at Nuremberg after World War II. Zelensky, speaking via video from Ukraine to UN diplomats, said that civilians had been tortured, shot in the head, thrown down wells, blown up with grenades in their apartments, and crushed to death by tanks while in cars. The bodies of Ukrainian civilians lay on a street in Bucha for at least 10 days before the town was reclaimed from Russian forces, the UK's Ministry of Defence has said. Zelensky said that both those who carried out the killings and those who gave the orders must be brought to justice immediately for war crimes in front of a tribunal similar to what was used in post-war Germany. As Zelensky spoke to the diplomats, survivors of the months-long Russian occupation took investigators to body after body of townspeople shot down by troops. Only non-humans are capable of this, said Angelika Chernomor, a refugee from Kiev who crossed into Poland with her 2 children and saw photos from Bucha. Even if people live under a totalitarian regime, they must retain feelings, dignity, but they do not. Chernomor is among the more than 4 million Ukrainians who have fled the country in the wake of the February 24th invasion. President Barack Obama returned to the White House on Tuesday for the first time since leaving office in 2017 to tout the benefits of his signature healthcare law and bolster his friend and former governing partner, President Joe Biden. Obama arrived in the East Room to robust cheers from the assembled crowd of Congress members and administration staffers. Obama jokingly referred to Biden as vice president before correcting himself, inspiring a salute from Biden, then offered broad praise of the Affordable Care Act, whose passage he described as a high point of his time in office. The Affordable Care Act has been called a lot of things, but Obamacare is the most fitting, Biden said. Biden unveiled a measure to fix an element of the healthcare law known as the family glitch that left family members of those with access to employer-provided health plans ineligible for certain subsidies, and he signed an executive order directing federal agencies to do all they could to expand healthcare coverage. Focusing on healthcare has helped Democrats politically in the past. Obamacare was the former president's top legislative accomplishment, but Republicans have repeatedly tried and failed to repeal it. Around 31 million Americans have their health coverage through the Affordable Care Act. Lawmakers in Oklahoma passed a bill on Tuesday that would make it illegal to perform an abortion in the state, except in medical emergencies, penalizing those who do with up to $100,000 in fines and 10 years in prison. The Republican-controlled State House of Representatives brought the bill to a vote this week after it was passed last year by the Midwestern State Senate. It now heads to the desk of Republican Governor Kevin Stitt for signing. Stitt has signaled his support for anti-abortion legislation. If he signs the measure, it would take effect this summer unless blocked by courts. An abortion ban in Oklahoma would widen a swathe of the country where there is little to no legal abortion access. The state has become a destination for Texas women seeking abortions since Texas in September banned abortions after just 6 weeks of pregnancy. These harmful bills are an alarming reminder that the days of access to safe and legal abortion may be numbered, and we must continue to fight to guarantee all people have access to the essential health care they need, including abortion, Tamia Cox-Tour, director of the American Civil Liberties Union of Oklahoma, said in a statement. The measure passed by the Oklahoma House on Tuesday is one of several anti-abortion bills making its way through the state's legislature. Separate legislation introduced this year proposes banning almost all abortions and relying on private citizens to sue any person who aids or abets abortions, similar to Texas's 6-week abortion ban. That bill contains an emergency clause which would allow it to take effect immediately once it is passed and signed by the governor. Republican-governed states like Oklahoma have passed a series of restrictive abortion measures in recent years as white Christian nationalism infuses itself in conservative politics. You can subscribe to 5-Minute News on YouTube with your preferred podcast app. Ask your smart speaker or enable 5-Minute News as your Amazon Alexa flash briefing skill. Subscribe, rate and review online at 5minute.news. 5-Minute News is an Evergreen podcast covering politics, inequality, health and climate, delivering independent, unbiased and essential world news daily.